she sings us tonight. I know. Hey, Dad, pull over. We need to go.
I'm on it. Oh, honey? Here's some money.
What do we got here?
Hello.
Hello YouTube, Prof FT here. I'm glad you popped along because I've been meaning to make a video for Alan John 61 AJ because he asked me how I make clocks, and I'm going to make a clock for Alan and send it to Keith Graham, and I'm hoping that Keith will make a video of opening the package, showing the clock and giving it to Alan. But before I do that, let's do the housekeeping. I am smoking a heritage pipe that I purchased from eBay, and all I know about it is that it's called a turf, and that's the only markings this pipe has on it, and it's turf. We've gone out. And in this turf pipe I'm smoking Autumn Anniversary, which was a tobacco that the Englishman Smokes Steve sent out to Patrick, Terry and myself as part of our anniversary events on YouTube. But I still don't know what brand of tobacco it is. It's a purchased tobacco, but I don't know what it is. So Steve, if you watch this, just leave a comment or send me a PM because it's quite delicious. So there are no more messing around. Let me take you to the lab where I make my clocks. Oh, well, first of all, let me just inject this somewhere. Right, so here we are. What do you need? Basically I buy in my clock mechanisms, and this one happens to be a short spindle. You can get short, medium or long spindle mechanisms. Some tick, some don't. Some have transparent backs, some don't. I buy them in bulk. You buy in your hands. The second hand is an optional item, you don't actually need it on, and you can just cut these pieces off, leave the stud and pop the stud over the centre of the shaft. Tins, empty tobacco tins, preferably without all this garbage on of smoking kills, etc, etc. And the way I start is I make a template. So these are different templates I have here for different sized tobacco tins. So here's a tin, we're going to use that one. Here's the template for it. As you can see, the template sits nicely over the tin, and it has a centre point marked on it, just here. So the first thing I do is use this device, and I basically mark the centre hole in the tin. There it is, I don't know if you can see that. And then take the lid off, and I use this reamer. Now it's called a propeller reamer. It's used to ream the inside of a propeller to fit over the engine shaft for radio control models. Now what I do here, I match that up there and I start reaming. I won't actually do it on this one, and I ream until the hole is big enough to take this shaft. So here's the hole that we reamed. And then basically we take our clock mechanism. Now I leave, if I can, I will leave the hangers on, because what you can do is you put your clock mechanism over there, and as long as this fits within the tin, you can then hang it up just as a wall clock. Generally on these type of tins that doesn't work, but on a round tin it will work. So for this tin, so this tin's now ready to have a mechanism put in it. As I don't want to cut this piece off, I'm going to do the same with this round tin. Here I have my round template for this particular tin. I also have one here for a smaller round tin. Different square tins. So I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to mark the hole and then I'm going to ream it out. So this is the mechanism. As you can see, that's going to go over there, and it still has this piece on. It will still fit into the tin, so if you just want to put it in the tin and stand it up, you can, or if you want to take it off and hang that up on the wall just like a clock, you can as well. So it's really now a simple case of making sure we have the grip, this is always the midday mark, straight up, so you align that with whatever pattern or picture you have on your tin. Put a washer on, and then you have this little nut here that you just tighten up over it all. I use this particular spanner. It's adjustable, but it fits. I've got it set to fit this perfectly, and you tighten up until the rubber bit grips and the clock mechanism on the back of the tin lid can't move. And there we have it. So this will still go onto the tin, and you can stand your tin up. Oops, just close that up. And you can stand your tin up like a clock, or if I can get it off again, or you can hang it on a hook on a wall. Now when you put your hands on, they're very delicate hands, they can bend very easily. You start with the hour hand and you set it up at midnight or midday, then you put your minute hand, and then you put your second hand. Right, so here we are with the hands all attached. Now on this particular set of hands, the second hand is just beyond the framework of the tin, and that's where my clippers come in here. And what I'm going to do is cut that back, so when the tin is standing, the hand actually misses the ground. And there you have a finished Margate Best Full English Tobacco clock. I'll turn it upside down just to show that I've clipped the hands and they miss the ground now. So when it's at 6:30, no problems at all. And as I said, you can hang it on the wall if you wish. So we'll just take this back to my study. So there we are, YouTube. That was a video for everyone, but specifically for Alan John 61, AJ. Here's the clock. So here's a question for AJ, Alan John 61. Would you like to own this actual clock, AJ? or would you like me to send a different one that I've made, so when you're with Keith and you open it, it's a surprise? Leave a comment or PM me, AJ, and you can either have this one, if this is the actual one you want, but I have another one I've made, which I wasn't going to show on this video, in case you want a surprise. The choice is yours, just let me know. And depending on your choice, that will mean I either have this one or another clock that's available to anyone who watches this video that would like one. All I ask in exchange is some tobacco. Some tobacco or some cigars as a trade. So thank you everyone for watching. This has been Prof FT showing you how it's made.